Well, good morning. Welcome back. We're doing a little striper fishing today. It is a foggy, brisk morning here in November. I heard the striper fishing is pretty good, so I'm hoping we run into a few fish. I haven't been out to this section of the Delta since about August, so it's been quite a while for me. You know, out here on this section of the Delta. But we brought a bunch of rods. Got some top water, got some glide baits, brought some swim baits. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna go flip it and go try to catch a bass. So got my punch rod. This time of year, that punch bite should get pretty good. So, or I think so anyway. October, November, that punch bite is pretty good. But regardless, I brought a bunch of rods. We're out here on the Delta. We're gonna catch some stripers. So stay tuned. We're going to start off with some big top water, and we're pretty much going to hit a bunch of islands. It's an outgoing tide, so what I'm going to do is try to, where that current's hitting the front of that island, we'll be throwing top water, glide baits, swim baits, and like I said, hopefully we stumble across a few. But we just pulled up to this first little island. I know it's a long tapering point off the top of it, and I guess the front of it and the back of it, so we're going to fish both sides. I think these fish are going to be settling up on the front of it, so not too sure how this spot's gonna go. I don't see very much activity, birds or anything flickering, but we're gonna stop here, make a couple casts with some top water, hopefully catch a couple. Well, nothing on the first spot. Water's really clean. I thought the water would be a little bit dirtier here, but regardless, we have these conditions, so we got to deal with them. Shot a few birds. Regardless, we're gonna look for bird activity, maybe some fish busting, but first spot, no go, nothing good happened here, so let's move to the next one. Well, not a big one. It's funny. Through the top water over that, through the glide bait over that, and through the first gen, swim jig over the top of that, and boom, got one. Might be a keeper, no skinny, but we'll let this one go. Hopefully we catch a couple more. And I'm like, man, this is a perfect spot. The current's bashing against the front of this thing, front of this island, and like there has to be a fish here. The water has a nice stain to it. Obviously they didn't want to come up for the big stuff, so we downsized a little bit to the first gen swim jig, and boom, we got one. So maybe there'll be a bunch of them right here. Maybe we can catch a couple of them. Well, we got one. I thought we were going to get a few more there, but it's kind of interesting that they didn't want to come up for top water. I mean, the sun is a little bit, high now, so I wasn't expecting it to come up, but it was kind of interesting. They didn't eat the top water, they didn't eat the glide bait, but threw that swim jig out there and donk, right away. I wasn't even expecting it. I thought my drag was locked and it was all loose and I just couldn't really get a good hook set, but regardless, we got one so far. Hopefully, many more will come. But like I said, we're gonna bounce around a bunch of these islands, see if we can't run up into a few. I got one behind it. Come on, eat it. Dang it. Well, that's number two. He's not very big at all, but caught it on the old glide bait, and drag was loose. I thought I checked it before I started fishing this bait, but at least it's a striper, not a big one. Maybe there'll be a bunch right here. Usually when there's one, there's two or three. So we're switching up the game plan. We're going bass fishing for a little bit. It just, the conditions seemed not right. I was watching the weather and I thought it said mostly cloudy today, which I see some clouds over here, but over here it is blue bird. I thought I'd have some more cloud cover, maybe a little bit more wind. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I thought maybe I would have more wind to, just to break up the water surface. Obviously right now you can see it is slick calm, not the conditions I want. I want a little bit of chop, I want a little bit of wind, not too much wind, but anyway, these are the conditions I have. So I think I'm gonna hang the striper fishing up for a little bit, maybe this afternoon if the wind picks up. But we're gonna go bass fishing. I'm gonna pick up a flipping stick, find some mats, and who knows, maybe pluck one or two out of a mat. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll catch, you know, a big one. This is the Delta. Any flip could be a 10-pounder.
Well, it's not giant, but it didn't take very long to get my first bite. Not big at all. I'd like to catch one like 4 times that size. That'd be great. Hey, but at least it's a bass. Let's go catch a bigger one now. Not a bad little fish there. Likely to be 3 or 4 pounds heavier. That's alright. Another punch fish. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Look at that one. That's what we're talking about. Oh, that angle's pretty bad. Let me turn around. That's a freaking good one. I was wondering when it was going to happen. I thought this stuff looked so good. I kept missing fish, and finally, freaking one stuck. I mean, that's a good fish. That might be a 6-pounder right there. Good fat. It's been eating good on a new bait. Never punched this bait before. I'm gonna get this fish back in the water. Later. That was sick. Like I said, new bait. Been testing out. It's the actually, let me pull out the package. Not a sponsor, but figured the bait was kind of cool, so I picked up myself a pack. It's called the what is this called? The Dixie Flip by G-Rat, and green pumpkin, red flake. Pretty cool looking bait. I've been flipping it pretty much most of the day. Never flipped this bait before, but seems to be pretty nice. I mean, I've caught a couple fish on it already. Like I said, I missed a few fish. I don't think it's the bait. I just think it's maybe the time of day. Maybe it's tide. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just suck. But regardless, this bait's actually kind of cool. And I think it would definitely be a multi-purpose bait. Like, I know he came out with like a chatterbait trailer, but this thing would be pretty ideal as a chatterbait trailer. Rig that thing sideways, but it goes through the mat super nice. I'm not having to really work to get that bait through. But man, that one goes through, goes conk. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I'd love it when that braid sings in that mat. Oh, that was sick. Let's do that again, shall we? Almost next flip. Man, this bait straight up catches everything. I've never punched a crappie before in my freaking life. Look at that one. Freaking ate that same bait. I know that sounds probably blinding for you guys, but it's a nice freaking crappie. That's pretty cool. Not a bad crappie either. That was sweet. All right, let's see what else we can catch on this mat. It's like a decent one, but then against the striper they all fight harder. Oh yeah. That's not a bad striper. Not bad. Once again, on that first gen top spin swim jig. Thing's a freaking killer. Right on. I think we're gonna put that one in the box. One more. We got our limit, and I think I might call it a day. So we'll see if we get another one. On my way home. Today was fun. You know, I had a fun time. You know, I didn't catch a lot of fish, but you know, it's not about catching fish. It's being out here and just getting my mind off of work and just going fishing. You know, and today was one of those days where it was kind of a grind. It was a slick, calm day. We didn't have much wind, not much cloud cover. You know, I didn't look at the wind forecast today, but I thought that when I was watching the weather, it was gonna be cloudy. It said cloudy most of the day, and we barely had any clouds, so that makes, you know, tough fishing when you got bright blue skies and no wind. But you know, we managed to catch a couple. You know, happy that, you know, we switched gears, went to bass fishing, caught a couple nice fish, you know, punching. Caught that one really nice one. I think that one was roughly, I would say 5.5. I don't think it was quite 6. I'll give it 5. But you know, fishing that new bait, fishing that G-Rat Dixie flip, I think is what it's called. So I think the bait's kind of cool. You know, I just wanted to switch it up. Usually I like my missile baits and my reaction innovation beavers, but that looked like it was a pretty cool bait. Like I said, I could use it either on a chatterbait or flipping, and so glad I caught a couple fish on that today. But and then at the end of the day, caught a nice little striper, but didn't catch the stripers like I thought I was going to catch them. You know, November is a really good time down here for stripers, and just, you know, didn't happen for me. I don't know if it was just water clarity, not the right weather, just not around a lot of fish. I know the fish at the striper fishing has been good, but like I said, it's been more like out west. You know, Sherman, Liberty, I guess some more north, but where I was at is a little early. But you know, we stumbled across a couple, no big ones. That one was okay, good little schoolie, good little eater. And then, like I said, had a good, oh, I punched a crappie today. That was super crazy. Freaking punched one. I swear I had one on earlier today, and it came off, and I thought that was super weird. And then I went, not back through that mat, but went through another mat, and then I caught one. So that's cool. I've never punched a crappie before. I freaking caught one. Nice one too. Pretty nice one. So, but anyway, you know, the year is wrapping up pretty soon.
Hopefully I can get a couple more videos out by the end of the year, but if not, I'm sure I will. I know I'll get a couple more videos. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Hopefully you guys like this one. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys think, and see you guys next time.